I saw this really cute guy at the grocery store the other day, so naturally I followed him to the checkout counter.
She naturally followed him. Naturally followed him. This lady is telling us how she wanted to date this guy and she just saw him, she liked him, and she wanted to collect his number and all of that. She's just explaining how she did the whole thing. It's kind of creepy. Let me roll the clip for you all to watch to the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
I saw this really cute guy at the grocery store the other day, so naturally I followed him to the checkout counter, and when he gave the cashier his credit card, I peeped it to see what his name was. And then I Googled him and found his social media profiles, and I was able to tell that he was single. So I went through his friends list and I found his mother's page. And then I looked through his mother's page and I saw that she was a member of this book club that's in my area. So I sent a request to join the book club. So I went to the book club meeting and I met his mom there, and we bonded over some books that we both liked, and she just thought I was so nice, and I brought it up randomly in conversation that I was single, and she let me know that she had a son that was single also that lived in the area, and maybe it would be cool for us to get together and chat sometime. So I gave her my number, which she gave to her son, and this morning he texted me and asked if I'd like to get together this weekend and do something. So I guess we're gonna go on a date. I'm really excited.
Hey my people, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. How you all doing today? It's your favorite girl again, Mara Davids, and I'm back again with another interesting video. Do you see a problem there when when a woman does this? Is it a problem or is something you would never do? Do you see it as a problem? Because if a man does this, there's a problem. And when she did it, the first thing that came to my head is this movie, You series on Netflix. Somebody will stalk you to the extent that and I'm like, what was the reason? Like, should we call this desperation, or it's just that probably women are shy to ask a man out? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. For me, I feel like it's giving desperation, it's giving creepy, it's giving. Anyways, I'll still share my thoughts at the end of the stitches. I would like to play for you all to watch the end. So let's watch the stitches together, and I'm back to share my thoughts at the end of the stitches.
I saw this really cute guy at the grocery store the other day, so naturally I followed him to the checkout counter, and when he gave the cashier his credit card, I peeped it to see what his name was. And then I Googled him and found his social media profile.
And through social media, she finds his mom, who is apparently part of this book club. She joins that book club. She attends a meeting of that book club. She meets his mom, has a conversation with her. By chance, lets her know that she is single as a Pringle. Mom thinks, oh, this is great. My son is single. Let me match you up with him. They exchange numbers, and he ends up setting up a date with her. Two things here. Obviously, there's a double standard going on, because if a man did this, he would be labeled a creep and a stalker. Two, I think this highlights how bad women are at just approaching a guy and introducing herself. Like, she would rather find a way to find his name so that she can then find him on social media so that she can confirm that he's single. She will literally spend 10 hours of her life trying to figure out if this guy is Mr. Right before she even says hi to him. That goes to show how fearful women are of rejection. So I don't understand why it's so difficult for a lot of women to realize how rejection affects men. And what makes that worse is not only rejecting men, because of course that has to happen to some degree if you're not interested, but what's way worse is when you shame men for approaching.
So I was in the military, right? And when you're training to use special equipment, what they'll do is test it. Or if you're training to use your next, step of thing, what they do is test it. As in, they try it out on you first, right? If you're going to get pepper spray certified, you got to get pepper sprayed, because you got to know what you're putting back into the universe. If you're going to get a taser, you have to get tased. Why? Because you got to know what you're putting back into the universe. If you're training to get a pew pew, you got to hit some targets. I'm fine with that one personally, but a lot of the weapons that individuals have, they never had them weapons used on themselves, or they seen how it does affect people, right? And what I'm getting at is the over embarrassment, right? One of my friends, he was like, man, the worst thing she could say is no. And I was like, sure, bro. Go holler at her. Listen, the worst thing that person could say isn't no. The worst thing that person can do is manipulate the situation just a little bit to make you seem more creepier. So that day, well, there's a lot of worse things, but this is one of the things that happened to him. He went up to talk to old girl. He said, "Hi, how are you doing? I see that we have one of the same classes. I was wondering if you wanted to go out." She said no. He said okay and walked away. Now that should have been the end of it, but it wasn't. Old girl, she ended up getting into a friend group of people gossiping and saying the things that happened to them while inside of the school. And she was like, "I gotta fit in too. Y'all know old buddy? Yeah. Well, old buddy did this, and this. And when I told him I'm not trying to holler, he still came back at me. So, shoot, y'all should look out for him." He didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. I was there. I seen it. I was there. I'm sitting there like, man, that's crazy. So when somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, man, why you hanging out with old buddy? He creeping out the hoes." And I'm like, what did he do? They tell me the story, and I'm like, I was there. That's not what happened at all. And then they're like, "Oh, so you siding with him?" And then I thought to myself, I don't even know this guy that much. He probably did do something like that. Like, I just met him when I got to school. I'ma chill out. And I'm gonna be honest, like, due to me knowing that it's not a real accusation, but just the thought process that I would be guilty by association, I said, "You got it, bro. You got it." I can't, the worst thing she could say isn't no. The worst thing she could do is isolate you from everybody that loves and cares about you because of something that wasn't real being portrayed. That's probably not even the worst thing, but bro, I don't think people understand the weapons they hold. I don't think people understand the weapons they hold. That's what I'm saying.
I saw this really cute guy at the grocery store the other day, so naturally I followed him to the checkout counter.
Super long story short, she finds his name on a credit card he hands the cashier. She then finds his social media, finds his mother, figures out she's in a book club, joins that book club, talks to his mother, lets her know that she's single. Mother volunteers the information that her son is single. Mother takes her phone number and gives it to her son, and then her son messages her to ask her on a date. Now, while the rest of the world is going to talk about all the double standards and how creepy this is and, why can't women just ask men straightforward? Look, I see no problem here. Okay, a woman in this dating climate is got to be careful. You can't just go up to some random dude. That's how Jeffrey Dahmer was so damn successful. He was a good-looking, charismatic guy, and the girls fell for him, and he killed them. Okay? You got to do a little bit more research on a guy before getting his attention. And I think this is adorable. And most importantly, every time the ball was moved forward, it was done so by the other party. All she did was join a book club and talk to a lady. Okay? The lady volunteered the information that her son was single. The lady took her phone number. The lady gave her son that phone number. And the son is the one who texted her and said, "Hey, let's go on a date." I remember a date I went on a couple years ago. The mother straight took my photo and then air tagged my car. Like full-blown GPS on my car. I want to know where you're at, where you're going with my daughter. And her daughter had to text her like every half an hour or so to let her know that she was okay. And I was cool with it. I understand in 2024, not so good. Not so good in the dating climate. So ladies, don't let all the internet hate for this girl get you down. If you see a guy, but you're a little bit nervous to talk to him, do not be afraid to try and subtly figure out some details. Maybe do a little bit of back research on him. Figure out what his mama thinks of him. Because if you find a guy who hates his mama, that guy can't be trusted. I know there's lots of good reasons. Mama's not always the greatest person in the world. But if you find a guy who irrationally hates his mother, that guy's not a good person. Okay? So be careful. Be safe. Feel free to do some research on a guy before confronting him and saying, "Hey, you're cute, I like you, let's go on a date." We need you alive.
I saw this really cute guy at the grocery store the other day, so naturally I followed him to the checkout.
Bro, when I tell y'all this gives, "Hey, Daddy, that crazy bitch downstairs again." I need to go back and listen to this story. She crazy as hell. Ain't no way, bro. If a dude did this, it's curtains. It's curtains. They throwing a book. They throwing the gavel. They throwing all kind of shit at this man in the court. Man, I'm talking about crazy as hell. Ain't no motherfucking way. I don't want no girl that want me that bad, bro. You might wake up like old boy did with Lorena Bobbitt for no reason at all. This crazy as hell.
I saw this really cute guy at the grocery store the other day, so naturally I followed him to the checkout.
So naturally, I followed him. Naturally? Naturally, I followed him. That's the creepiest. Ooh.
If you're still here, kindly put your thoughts and your comments, your opinion and your suggestion down in the comment section. All opinion are accepted in this channel. Feel free to air your opinion on this channel respectfully, okay? So now for me, I feel like it's giving desperation, it's giving I don't know, because when the guy finally finds out how I can't do it anyway, and even also coming to walk up to a man and telling him you like him, can I have your number? I can't do it, and I don't think it's okay in my own sense. And that's why there's one guy that was making a video on his TikTok page and saying that he will never walk up to a woman. If he likes a woman, let the woman come and walk up to him, blah blah blah. And some women were like, yeah, I will do that, blah blah blah. I'm like, hey, I don't think it's okay. I feel like it's the man's job to do the job. And if you've given him all your attraction, all your this thing, and he's not seeing you, I really don't know. But going through his mom and all of that, like it's just me, or is giving desperation, is giving, it's so creepy. And I feel like if a man had done that to me, I'll be watchful. So now imagine the man knowing how everything all played out. Will he trust her? ah! I just hope it's not true, because to me it's giving creepy, and I don't think it's something I can do personally, and which is fine. If something you can do is fine, okay. But it's just what me, Maria, cannot do, and I don't see that something I can't. And I feel like if the guy finally finds out all this old, I don't know, it's giving desperation. It's giving desperation in my own sense. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Let me use this opportunity to remind you of I have a membership, so you all go and check my membership out. I have the Let's Do It, I have the Champion, and one other one, 3 level. So there I post my vlog, my day to day, and personal lifestyle and also some videos. Anyways, you can go check it out. And yeah, thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe, and kindly turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified once I upload another video like this one. And of course, I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.